Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be customizing the Dewbauchee champion in Grand Theft Auto Online. I haven't customized this thing since the day it came out for the channel, other than when I did a customization battle recently with Twingo and NPC using the Dewbauchee champion. But other than that, I haven't customized it for a while, so I figured it was time to update my last customization. And being that it's on sale this week, I figured now was a good time to do it. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and upgrade the armor all the way up on this thing. We're also going to go super brakes, which is a pretty awesome upgrade. Not many cars have that, so we will go for it. For the bumper options, we have the extended lip or the performance splitter. I'm going to go for the performance splitter today. For the rear bumper, I'm going to go for the... we have the drag diffuser, we have the performance diffuser, or we have the painted accents. I'm thinking the painted accents look pretty good, so I'm gonna go for that. For the canards, we will go for a single little small canard there. For the engine, we will go all the way up on that. For the exhaust, we can go for a titanium tip or a blast pipe, which is kind of cool. I will go titanium, I think, just because why not. For the hood, we can go carbon on it if we want to. I kind of don't hate the look of the carbon hood on this car. I'm like mildly tempted to do it, but at the same time, I think I'm just gonna skip it for today. For the headlights, we will go xenon. For the neon kit, we will put one on to help out with the handling. For the livery, we do have a few different options. We got the white stripes, we got the Dewbauchee stripes, we have the Los Santos tattoos, Jackal Racing, Pisswasser race car, Hot Rod Flames, that's kind of cool. Hot Rod Flames purple, Douche Gold, Fukaru Motorsport, Cartoon Motorsport as well, and back to none. I think I'm going to keep it clean today. We might change that later. We do have to go to the agency after this. I will go for the yellow on black plate today. For the respray on the vehicle, I think that I have a pretty cool idea, potentially at least. I kind of wanted to go for a midnight purple with this, and then a black secondary. Actually, you know what? Maybe not. Maybe we'll just go double midnight purple. Let's just do that, actually. I think it's a little simpler. For the interior color, I will go for a shadow silver. And then for the pearlescent on here, instead of going for a bright purple, I'm going to make it into a blue of sorts. So that's a little bit more of a blue color than a purple color. I think I want to go for like, maybe just like a Saxon blue. I think Saxon blue would look pretty good. Let's do that. I think this is looking pretty sick, actually. I don't mind this at all. Carbon skirts, yes, let's do those. They look so good. Spoiler, we will go for a spoiler option. Let's go for the low GT wing. I think that's pretty good looking, so we will go for it. For the sun strips, I'm not going to add one. Suspension, I don't know. I'm going to lower it to street suspension. I'm not going to go all the way down. Super transmission along with the super brakes, pretty cool. Let's also go for the turbo upgrade as well while we're down here. And then I want to see, because I'm curious, these stock wheels are absolutely amazing. I love them. Are they similar to the modern mesh? They're very similar to the modern mesh. Interesting. I was wondering about that because, yeah, no, they are basically the modern mesh. Interesting. Okay. Well, I do want to color them, so I think that I will go for the modern mesh for right now. And then we can also do those in a midnight purple. I think that's going to look super, super clean. Bulletproof the tires for sure. And for the windows, let's tint them to a dark smoke. This thing's looking sick, in my opinion at least. Let's take it outside. Now we got to go over to the agency to do the remaining upgrades that are exclusive to being in the agency vehicle workshop. So we do have to go there, and we do have to take care of that stuff. So let's head over to the agency. All right, so here we are in the agency. We're going to go ahead and hop in here and do the rest of the upgrades. Now, this thing is an Amani Tech capable vehicle, so it does have the armor plating upgrade that we can go for on it, which we will do today just because I want to have it on there. Might as well. You can also go for the Amani Tech upgrade with the remote control unit or the missile lock-on jammer. We're going to go for the missile lock-on jammer today because I don't want to get locked onto, so makes sense. We can also go for machine guns that are mounted in the front of the vehicle, which we will also go for, and an oil slick proximity mine dropper, which we will also put on the car. And that is all that we can do. So let's head outside again with the Dewbauchee champion. This thing is looking really, really good in the sunlight, I gotta say. Now, of course, we gotta do a sound test, and then we're gonna get into the full review on the car. Now, unfortunately, the car doesn't really sound that good. It sounds kind of basic. Now, of course, the week that this customization and review is coming out, the Dewbauchee Champion is actually on sale. So if you guys are interested in picking one of these up, it is going to be 40% off, I do believe it is, which is pretty crazy. So that is actually a pretty good deal, and that is actually the only way that I would actually advise you to purchase a Dewbauchee Champion, because unfortunately there are a lot of better options in GTA Online now as far as Imani Tech capable vehicles go. The Dewbauchee Champion goes for $3,750,000 without the trade price, and just over $2,800,000 if you do have the trade price. So this thing is super expensive. Now, it is in the supercars category, and when it did come out, this was the only Imani Tech supercar in Grand Theft Auto Online. However, nowadays we have the Ocelot Virtue, which basically destroys this thing in every statistical category except for top speed. But even on a drag strip, the Virtue will absolutely mince a Dewbauchee Champion. It's not even close. So the Dewbauchee Champion's value really lies in the fact that it's a first-gen Imani Tech car, meaning that it does have those front-mounted machine guns, and it also has bullet-resistant windows. Those are the two things that this thing has going for it. Now, unfortunately, even though it's a supercar, it's still not a very fast car. In fact, I do believe, if I am not mistaken, the Bravado Buffalo STX that came out with the contract DLC, the same DLC that the Dewbauchee Champion came out with, the STX will actually beat this thing around most circuits, which is kind of crazy because the STX goes from 1.6 mil to 2.15 million. So it's a lot cheaper. It's got 4 doors, and it's a Hellcat charger or a Scat Pack, depending on what you want to say. It's got a lot more customization, and the performance is better. So it's pretty hard to justify the Champion, and it's pretty hard to justify the Champion's price being more than double without the trade price unlocked, more than double the price of the Bravado Buffalo STX, which is crazy. Like, that is crazy. This thing is almost twice as expensive as the STX no matter what, which is insane. So that is something you really have to keep in mind with the Dewbauchee Champion if you are going to purchase one. The STX has a lot better value for the money, in my opinion at least. The Champion is still a really cool car. It's a really good looking car, but comparatively, it just doesn't really make a lot of sense why this thing costs so much and why Rockstar increased the price on it. This thing was already expensive, and then Rockstar went and added like 700 grand, I think it was, to the price, which is kind of crazy to me. But anyways, as far as the Dewbauchee Champion goes, handling, performance-wise, everything like that, it's not terrible. It's not a bad car by any means. It handles relatively decently. It is rear-wheel drive only, so it is going to struggle off the line with that initial, acceleration and that launch. Once you get up to speed, it's not too bad. It actually starts hauling ass pretty quick. Doesn't have the highest top speed ever. I believe it's like 127 to 129, somewhere in that neighborhood. So it's not like slow, but it's not super fast either. It's not terrible, generally, I would say, but it just, I don't know, I really struggle with the price of the Dewbauchee Champion. Like, how does it cost $3,750,000 when you can get an Ocelot Virtue for free now, too? Like, that, it just doesn't make any sort of sense, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's a good car. The price is completely unjustified and completely unwarranted, in my opinion. Is it, worth picking up? It's kind of up to you, but if you want the machine guns and stuff like that, I would just say buy an STX. I think it's going to be a better car for you generally, and I think it looks better almost. Well, maybe it doesn't look better, but I don't know. It doesn't. It's hard to say. It's kind of a toss-up for me. I'm kind of more of a fan of the Charger than I am of the Aston Martin Victor. I think this thing's based off of. I mean, in real life, the Victor is a way cooler car. Don't get me wrong, but in game, I don't know. The STX kind of does something for me that this thing doesn't. It's a cool car. If you can get it on sale, I'd say pick it up for sure. If you're looking at this thing at another time when it's not necessarily on sale, when there's no discount, when there's nothing sort of going on, I'd say probably don't pick up a Dewbauchee Champion, to be completely honest. I just think you're kind of getting scammed, I'm not going to lie. Cool car, kind of okay customization, mildly, but there's other cars that do the exact same thing that this thing does, and they do it better. The STX is an example of that. The Ocelot Virtue is an example of that, minus the machine guns and the bullet-resistant windows. Other than that, though, those two cars are far superior to the Dewbauchee Champion. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about the Champion, guys. I would advise you to not pick this thing up unless you can get it on sale. So the week that this video is coming out, when the Champion is on sale, I'd say if you want it, pick it up for 40% off. However, if you're watching this in the future when it's not on sale, I'd say you probably don't want to buy this thing, and I would go and watch a couple of other reviews and customizations on other Imani Tech cars like the Bravado Buffalo STX, for example. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching my video on the Dewbauchee Champion customization and review today. If you enjoyed the video, a like is of course appreciated. If not, dislike. Subscribe to my channel if you guys are new, and I will see you all in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.